This article here is from January 30th, 2023 from Inside the Magic, and it says, Dwayne Johnson named in $3 billion kidnapping lawsuit facing charges. Now, I gotta say off the bat, kidnapping's horrible, absolutely. But where do they get $3 billion from? Just saying. Let's see what we got. Actor Dwayne Johnson is being sued in a massive $3 billion lawsuit, and the case just made progress in the courts. Dwayne Johnson, one of the most popular names in Hollywood, recently announced his return to the Walt Disney Company with the new live-action remake, Moana. Based on the animated classic of the same name, Johnson is set to return as demigod Maui in his next chapter for Disney's live-action adaptation efforts. Okay, so I guess they're just saying he's pretty big in Hollywood right now. Let's keep going. And they give more history on him. Well, I think they should save this for the end, not the beginning, so let's get to more of the actual content of what they're talking about. Trencha Biggers, also known as Raka Khan, is a former TNA and WWE star that is seeking $3 billion in a lawsuit that names multiple wrestlers, including The Rock, sports stars, businesses, and even the FBI. Her complaint, most of which is made up of those being sued, alleges that those named worked together in a conspiracy to kidnap her and her children. Alright, so obviously, if this is true, if she's got some evidence, that's really bad. But I gotta still wonder where they get the number $3 billion from. It seems like an extreme number. Think of what it takes someone in this life to make $3 billion. Probably only about 1% of the people on the planet have ever done it, maybe slightly less. So why would you automatically get that if this happened to you? Now, if it did happen, punishment should be handed out. She should definitely get a big reward. But that number seems a little over the top for me. Just saying. Not an excuse for bad behavior, once again, but I think you get my drift. Some others named in the lawsuit are the state of Texas, the El Paso Child Protective Services, the Las Cruces, New Mexico Police Department, the NYPD, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, New York ACS, Omega Phi Phi Fraternity, another police department, Suffolk County, New York, which is kind of very close to where I'm from, Bank of America, Home Depot. Whoa, my mind's spinning here. How would all these different organizations that come from various political backgrounds, by the way, all be in cahoots against this person to commit a kidnapping, which also somehow involves Dwayne Johnson? This should be interesting to say the least if it goes forward. Concurrently, PW Insider writes, Texas court records indicate that Biggers still has a bench warrant out for her after not appearing for a criminal trial in December 2022 in Texas, where she was to face charges of interference with child custody and aggravated kidnapping. Let's just say aggravated kidnapping. I think we get the idea. So she doesn't sound incredibly reliable. How can her lawsuit be moving forward if there's a warrant out for her arrest? Doesn't that mean they arrest her when she files a lawsuit? But then again, what do I know? I'm just some person making YouTube videos. And they end with this here. While the $3 billion lawsuit involving Dwayne Johnson sat stale for months, court records show that Biggers paid the court fees in full, allowing the case to move forward. At the time of publication, none of the defendants listed in the complaint have been served. Biggers is currently on the El Paso Police Department's wanted list, and back in 2019 was placed on El Paso's most wanted fugitive list for child custody charges. Okay, there we go. She's on a most wanted list, but she filed a lawsuit, so couldn't they get her right there when she filed the lawsuit? Pretty confusing. What do you think of this $3 billion lawsuit? Let Inside the Magic know in the comments down below. Well, apparently they're reporting as fact this is going on through the courts. Unless they completely made this up as some crazy story, it's very confusing as to why this person has credibility. Gonna have to see some evidence here. There's also gonna have to be a really, really long hedge maze type size to how all these different various groups are involved and why They wanted to kidnap. What would they gain? The state of Texas? The New York Suffolk Police Department? I've met some of those guys. They weren't so bad. Who do they want to kidnap? Bank of America and Home Depot? I really cannot imagine in any way, shape, and form how Home Depot would be involved. I guess they bought some tape and rope and things from Home Depot, whoever it was, and they have the receipt, and she's including them in the lawsuit. Can't figure that out. Let me know what you think down in the comments. I'm doing pop culture, entertainment, things like that. Hopefully a follow-up here. Let's see what happens. If you're not subscribed here, consider it. If you don't, I'll be sad, but I'll get over it. See you next time.